Health Minute.
Magandang araw, grade 8 learners. Ako ang inyong canteen manager, Tita Josie. Habang tumatagal ang panahon, hindi natin makakaila na lalong tumataas ang presyo ng mga bilihin. Kasama na rito ang mga karne at gulay. Bilang isang ina, sinisigurado kong maubos ang anumang pagkain na aking ihahain at yung upang walang masayang. Malamang pati ang inyong mga ina ay katulad ko rin. Kaya naman, nararapat na magkaroon kayo ng kaalaman sa tamang pag-imbak ng pagkain. Ang isang paraan ay food preservation ay ang salting at curing. Ito ay isang proseso ng paghahanda at pangangalaga ng mga pagkain sa isang paraan na mapapanatili ang halaga ng mga ito bilang pagkain. Nakakatulong din ito para maiwasan ang mga karamdamang makukuha mula sa mga sira ng pagkain. Gusto niyo ba tulungan ang inyong mga nanay sa pag-imbak ng pagkain? Tulungan ninyo sila, mga bata, sa pamamagitan ng pag-aral tungkol sa food preservation. Kaya't halina at makinig, maghanda at matutong muli.
The Tender Love of Education in SDO Isabela. Technology and Livelihood Education.
Technology and Livelihood Education.
TLE, your choice,
Your choice,
your skill.
your skill. Magandang araw!
Ito ang EPP, Edukasyong Pantahanan at Pangkabuhayan.
Handa na ba kayo?
Maging responsable sa paggamit ng ICT.
Be a successful entrepreneur.
Paunlarin ang kabuhayan.
Pagpaparami ng mga alagang hayop.
And that's our lesson for today.
The Tender Love of Education in SDO Isabela.
EPP TLE. Your choice, your skill.
Good day, learners! Welcome to the new normal form of education. I am glad that despite this COVID-19 pandemic, education is still continuous. Do you want to learn more about how to preserve your favorite food? Then this lesson is for you. By staying with me in a few minutes, you can preserve your own favorite food at home. And this will definitely give you a satisfied stomach and mind. Come on, join me as we unravel the world of food preservation. Welcome to TLE 8, Agriculture, Fishery, and Arts.
Sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na, sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na!
I am your radio teacher for today, Teacher Alexander Espicio. Rest assured that this session will be fun, informative, and lively. So, are you ready to spend the next half an hour with me? Let's get started then. Please prepare your pen and paper so that you can write down the important details in our lesson. Kindly find a place where you can work comfortably and hear our broadcast clearly. To make this episode active and comprehensible, kindly listen very well, participate actively, and find a way to hear our broadcast clearly. I will assure that you will learn a lot from this episode while you are staying at home. Before proceeding to our new lesson, let us have a quick review of what we have learned from our last discussion. This will help you better understand our new lesson for today. In the previous session, we learned about the different occupational health and safety procedure. You have learned that OHSP is very important because it seeks to secure our health, safety, and welfare. OHS programs also help minimize the effects of such hazards. Keep in mind that we must avoid injuries and accidents practicing occupational health and safety. If you can remember all this, then I guess you're ready for another experience. This time, let me ask you a question. Are you ready and excited to learn a new lesson today? I know you are because you sound excited and ready. Today's topic is proper handling of finished products. So, sit back, relax, and stay with me until the end of our session. Did you know that there are many ways or many different ways we can preserve food? If we didn't, we could get sick or die from bacteria grow in our food. This lesson not only describes way to keep food safe, it will also discuss the proper steps and method on how to handle cured and finished products. Listen carefully, my dear learners, as I share to you some methods in preserving food. The first one is smoking. Smoking is the process of flavoring, browning, cooking, or preserving food by exposing it to smoke from burning or smoldering material, most often wood. It involves cooking meat or fish very slowly over low wood fire. Meat, fish, and lapsang suchong tea are often smoked. Did you know, my dear learners, that there are two methods of smoking? The first one is natural method. In natural method, the meat is exposed to woody smoke, which causes the transfer of pyroligneous acid to the meat surface, which acts as preservation and flavoring agent as well. The second one is artificial method. In artificial method, smoke flavor is incorporated in pumping pickle or ham and bacon at the rate of 1 teaspoon per liter. Did you get it, my dear learners? Great! And now, let's proceed on how to process smoked fish. The first thing to do is, of course, buy fresh fish. In buying whole fish, the eye should be bright and clear, not cloudy or sunken in. The gills of fresh fish are deep red, not brownish. Step number 2 is to wash and clean the fish. In scaling the fish, dear learners, scrape the side with the back of your knife and place the fish in a large sink or cleaning area. Hold the tail in your non-dominant hand and raise it up so that the fish body rests at 45-degree angle. Hold your knife firmly in your dominant hand and scrape the scale with the blunt side of your knife in long, hard swipes. Step number 3. Soak and cook the fish in brine solution. Step number 4. Washing off the surface of the fish with salt and let it dry. Since the fish is already washed with salt, next thing to do is to smoke the fish 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Keep in mind, my dear learners, that you should follow the temperature because undercooked meat and poultry can be very dangerous. Step number 6. After hot smoking, let the fish cool down. For the last step, the fish is now ready for packaging. Remember, dear learners, that in packaging, you must protect the product against deterioration, leakage, breakage, dehydration, contamination, theft, and alteration. Now, you already know how to process smoked fish. I hope you remember and follow it when you are going to make your own preserved food. I guess you are ready for our next subtopic, which is to ensure the total quality management and food quality system principles. Food is very essential to our health because it gives us essential nutrients that we need. Thus, we must do our best to produce quality food products. But how can we do that? We can ensure the total quality management and food quality system principles by avoiding some of malpractices. First is to maintain our personal hygiene by using clean and proper attire, avoiding jewel wrist when producing products, properly washing our hands, not smoking, and eating in working area, and proper use of hair cover. Second is to observe our post-harvest malpractices by not using baskets and using sacks as fish containers, handling the fruits and vegetables carefully, placing the fruits, meat, and vegetable in a clean container, and avoid using banned chemical products. Third, when we are already processing our food, never use the banned additives. Make sure that the thermal process for low-acid food is adequate. Proper sugar concentration, using thermometer when processing food, appropriate packaging of materials, and always observe safety and precautionary measures. Did you get it all, my dear learners? Great. So let's proceed to HACCP, which stands for Great. Hazard Analysis Critical Points. I'll repeat. Hazard Analysis Critical Points. Hazard analysis is the identification of selective ingredients, critical process points, and relevant human factors as they affect product safety. To be able to manufacture products with high level of assurance that they were safe, it is necessary to understand fully the criticality of the processes, the ingredients, and all other components that make up the contract. That is the goal of HACCP. HACCP concept is more likely to detect the hazard using the food production by having control over the process, the raw materials, the environment, and the people beginning as early in the production as possible. Why is HACCP, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points, necessary? HACCP is necessary because it has been proven as the most effective method of instituting food safety. Critical areas are closely monitored so that the risk of manufacturing, selling unsafe products are reduced to the minimum, and the quality benefits due to increased awareness of hazard and participation of people involved in operation. Hello, my dear learners, are you still there? We can also make sure the quality of our products by following GMP. What is GMP? Good Manufacturing Practices. I'll repeat. Good Manufacturing Practices. Contamination of foods can be substantially minimized if good manufacturing practices are adhered to. GMP, embodied in Administrative Order 208 Series of 1974, set for sanitary guidelines recommended for compliance in the manufacture, processing, packaging, holding, and storage of foods. This is applicable to all food processing plants, institutional and domestic kitchens, or food service establishments at all levels of operations. GMP, my dear learners, also help ensure the production of pure and unadulterated food, which is a major provision of Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Acts of the Philippines and the Republic Act 3720. Sanitary inspectors from BFAD, some municipalities, cities, or provinces are responsible for enforcing the general provision of the Act. Did you get it all, my dear learners? Very good. This time, let's identify the things we should practice to attain a good product. Let's talk about good manufacturing practices. GMP covers the following practices. Number 1. Plant and grounds must be well kept. Number 2. The equipment and utensils used in food preservation must be wood or stainless steel. Number 3. The facilities must be clean and well sanitized. Number 4. Before we start holding the materials or ingredients, our hands must be clean. Number 5. When processing the food, temperature gauge, vacuum gauge, or heater controls must be in good condition. And number 6. See to it that you are healthy when you prepare the food. Hello, my dear students. Are you still with me? Great. I'm glad that you listened well, and for that, I know that you learned a lot in our topic for today. Let us remember that smoking is means of preserving meat and fish and should be practiced by everybody. It is so easy to perform as long as the needed materials are available. Never forget the goal of Haccp, which is the importance of sanitation and hygiene because we want to avoid contamination to our food. Also, a set of sanitary guidelines were recommended for compliance in the manufacture, processing, and holding of our processed foods. With all your learning takeaways from our discussion, let us check how well you understood our lesson. I guess you are now ready for a short quiz. Are you ready? Great! Listen carefully as I read to you the multiple choice question I have prepared for you. Just choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on a clean sheet of paper. Alright, let's start. Number 1. What is the method of cooking cured meat or fish over a slow fire? A. Frying, B. Hot smoking, C. Smoking, or D. Curing? A. Frying, B. Hot smoking, C. Smoking, or D. Curing? Number 2. What is the method of smoking wherein smoke flavor is incorporated in pumping pickle for ham and bacon? A. Artificial, B. Hot, C. Natural, or D. Cold? A. Artificial, B. Hot, C. Natural, or D. Cold? Number 3. What is the last step in processing smoked fish? A. Washing off the surface of the fish with salt, B. Cooking in brine solution, C. Cooling or sweating, or D. Packaging and casing? A. Washing off the surface of the fish with salt, B. Cooking in brine solution, C. Cooling or sweating, or D. Packaging and casing? Number 4. Which of the following is not considered as good manufacturing services? A. Using plastic equipment and materials, B. Facilities are well cleaned and sanitized, C. Not working when sick, and D. Plant and grounds are well kept? A. Using plastic equipment and materials, B. Facilities are well cleaned and sanitized, C. Not working when sick, and D. Plant and grounds are well kept? Number 5. Which of the following is not a goal of Haccp? A. Haccp detect the hazard during food production? B. Sanitation and hygiene is implemented? C. Manufacture products with high level of assurance that they were safe? Or D. Producing defects in food processing? A. Haccp detect the hazard during food production? B. Sanitation and hygiene is implemented? C. Manufacture products with high level of assurance that they were safe? Or D. Producing defects in food processing? Pens up, grade 8 learners. It's time to check your answers. For number 1, what is the method of cooking cured meat or fish over a slow fire? The correct answer is letter C, smoking. I hope you get the correct answer. Next is number 2. What is the method of smoking wherein smoke flavor is incorporated in pumping pickle for ham and bacon? The correct answer is letter A, artificial. Yes, you heard me right. Let's proceed to number 3. What is the last step in processing smoked fish? The answer to that is letter D, packaging and casing. Now let's check number 4. Which of the following is not considered as good manufacturing services? The correct answer is letter A, using plastic equipment and materials. And we're down to number 5. Listen up, guys. Which of the following is not goal of Haccp? The correct answer is D, producing defects in food processing. There you go, my grade 8 learners. Those are the correct answers from your short quiz. I hope you got all the correct answers. I know you do, because you are all smart and talented learners. If your score is below midline, don't worry. You can listen to this discussion by replay through our FB page in Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela any time of the day. That wraps up our lesson for today. I do hope you enjoyed our short discussion for today as much as I did. I am so glad that you stayed with me until the end of our session. Thank you very much, my dear grade 8 learners. On behalf of our scriptwriter, Teacher Josie P. Olivas, and the whole SDO Isabela RBI production team, this has been your teacher on air, Sir Alexander Spicio, reminding you all to stay home and study hard as we give you the quality education through radio-based instruction, because in SDO Isabela, walang batang may iwan. See ya!
Halina't matuto, gamit ang ating radyo, pakinggan at unawain, aralin na ituturo. Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon, sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang maiiwan. Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.